Hi everyone, I'm Roberta. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist here to help you lose weight and keep it off. Welcome to my first of 5 videos in a series called Weight Loss Sabotage. Is there too much fat in your meals? If you watched the video short before this, you know why we're keeping each meal between 10 to 15 grams of fat. There are 4 breakfast type categories we're looking at today: avocado toast, cheesy eggs, peanut butter sandwich with milk, and certain breakfast sandwiches. If you're a fan of avocado toast, how much avocado are you using? 1 Hass avocado has about 20 grams of fat, so half of an avocado has 10 grams of fat. Again, you want to keep each meal to no more than 10 to 15 grams of fat. Do you drizzle olive oil on your avocado toast? All oils have about the same amount of fat for a tablespoon. Here we see 1 tablespoon has 14 grams of fat. Let's just round that up to 15 grams of fat per tablespoon. And there are 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon. So keep in mind, every 1 teaspoon of oil, 1 teaspoon of margarine, 1 teaspoon of butter, each teaspoon gives you about 5 grams of fat. So how much fat would we have on avocado toast if we used half an avocado, that's 10 grams of fat, and a teaspoon of olive oil, 5 grams of fat? We've hit our limit of 15 grams of fat. But what if you want an egg with that? Each large egg has 5 grams of fat. So keep that in mind if you're trying to stick to a fat limit of 10 to 15 grams of fat per meal. On to cheesy eggs. We already know how much fat is in an egg, but when it comes to cheese, there's anywhere from 9 grams of fat to 0 fat for a serving of cheese. And also the question is, how many eggs are you going to have? Let's say we make an omelet with 1 whole egg and a 1/4 cup of reduced fat cheese. Let's keep track of the fat. So 1 egg is 5 grams of fat, 1/4 cup of reduced fat cheese is 6 grams of fat. We're already to 11 grams of fat. The egg whites have no fat, so we can use as much of that as we like. But what are we going to cook it with? Are we going to use olive oil, margarine, butter, where roughly a teaspoon is 5 grams of fat? Well, that's why a lot of people use cooking sprays. The cooking sprays are listed as having 0 grams of fat, but that's for a serving size of 1/4 of a second spray. You'll probably spray it a little longer than that, but I like using the cooking sprays because I'll probably only use about a gram's worth of oil. Next item is a peanut butter sandwich with a cup of milk. This Smucker's Natural Peanut Butter, we see the serving size is 2 tablespoons, and the total fat is 16 grams. And 1 tablespoon of peanut butter is 8 grams of fat. If you don't have measuring spoons, I highly recommend you pick some up. I got these at the dollar store. So we can see what 1 tablespoon looks like. Is that about how much peanut butter you use at one time? So let's say we have 1 tablespoon of peanut butter and a glass of milk. What kind of milk do you buy? Whole milk has 8 grams of fat per cup. Reduced fat or 2% milk has 5 grams of fat per cup. Low fat or 1% milk has 2.5 grams of fat per cup. And the fat-free, of course, has 0 fat per cup. The American Heart Association recommends that we only drink fat-free or 1% milk. So let's add some things up. If you had a peanut butter sandwich with 1 tablespoon of peanut butter for 8 grams of fat and 1 cup of low-fat milk at 2.5 grams of fat, there's 10.5 grams of fat right there. And finally, some breakfast sandwiches that I found in the frozen food section. We have Jimmy Dean's croissant, sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich. And the total fat is 26 grams of fat. Remember, we're trying to keep each meal to no more than 10 to 15 grams of fat. Next is the Jimmy Dean croissant with turkey sausage, egg white, and cheese. And this has 12 grams of fat. And if you don't like croissants, maybe you prefer English muffins, this variety has just 8 grams of fat. It's good to get a little bit of fat at every meal because certain vitamins need fat in order to be digested. But do you keep your fat between 10 to 15 grams per meal? Please join me next time when we talk about lunch items. Hit the bell notification if you want to be alerted to when the next video comes out, and please subscribe so I can keep bringing you videos. Thanks so much for spending time with me, and until next time, take good care of yourself. Bye!